Hey there, I'm Helen King, a brand new singer-songwriter playing the London indie rock music scene. Listen to my personal story on Networking Magazine podcast. From being a music lover from a young age to releasing my own debut album, Look Back No More, out now. 10 tracks of anthemic, melodic, emotive indie rock. You can get a behind-the-scenes glimpse of how it felt to launch my debut album at the iconic London venue The Water Rats on the 11th of February 2025. Look Back No More by Helen King's out now on all major streaming platforms.
Welcome to episode 2 of the second series of Catwalk Diaries with me, your host, Sanj Saigal. One of the featured models in the print edition of Catwalk Diaries issue 9 joins me today. A model who's making waves across bridal, fashion and editorial scenes and landed 17th place in the UK for Nail Technician of the Year 2025. Lilly Rose, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. Okay, well, look, let's wind it back a bit. How did you first get into modeling? And when did you think, yeah, this is something I want to do forever?
So my mum actually used to be a model. She was with an agency back in the day. I think it was very different back then.
Right.
Models were ran by agencies.
Right.
These days it tends to be, you can self-represent yourself
Yeah.
now. So yeah, she always inspired me. I looked up to her quite a lot.
Right. Was she in the same sort of, like, you in bridal and that sort of way? Was she doing the same thing?
She had an agency, so she was more adverts. She'd done a lot of pageants.
Okay.
Back then, competitions were very popular.
Right.
But, I've seen all of her awards that she got and all of her newspaper articles, and it always used to inspire me growing up as well.
Wow. Okay. And she must be very proud mum.
She is. I think it's really nice for her to watch me. She always, every time I go to a shoot, she says to me, "Oh, send me the photos. Let me know, what you're doing." But yeah, so I loved it, and
Right.
I think I just used to do a little bit here and there, and
Right.
then this year I made the decision to actually really make a try with it and try and take it further.
Okay, so when you were watching your mum model, is there a particular moment that you went, yes, this is it? Did mum come home with a newspaper clipping, or did mum come home with a magazine sort of spread and you went, yeah, I want to do this?
So my nan had like a trophy cabinet from my mum. So she had all of her, albums of newspaper articles and all of her trophies. And I just used to look at them and think, what an incredible thing to be able to do, and then show my children as well.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's a lot tougher these days. It really is. It's different. I mean, a lot of my work comes from social media, and to my mum, she cannot get her head around that. She thinks it's really different. But yeah, so I just thought, I want to do that. I would love to be able to have my own articles and things one day.
What was on that subject, just straying a little bit out of the topic, but talking about agencies and social media, you hit on the fact that you do a lot of work on social media. Was anything better, or was it just different? Like, for your mum, does she go, "Oh, it was back in the day, it was a lot better with agencies," and you're there going, "Yeah, but I can self-represent myself, so much better." Is there a better way, or you think it's just it's just the way that the industry evolved?
I think there's pros and cons to both. I mean, we do have this conversation quite a lot. I think with self-representing yourself, you don't have the support, I suppose, and the protection maybe of an agency.
Right.
That's not to say that things still don't happen. I mean, my mum has told me many stories from the past.
Sure.
You do have to be very careful, but I think when it comes to being on social media, you're kind of in charge of your own brand essentially, so you don't have to run everything by an agency. So that is a pro, but I think with an agency, they find you the work. They're actively scouting for you on your behalf.
Can you do both? Can you be registered with an agency and still represent yourself on social media, or you can't?
I think to a certain extent you would be able to, but I think when it comes to big brand deals and the what the agencies work with, that would be something you would have to sign a contract, and you would have to basically give them, yourself,
Yeah.
and full control over it. So there is pros and cons to both.
Right.
I think I'm very, very grateful that I've managed to start this way.
Yeah.
I would like to go to an agency just to have that, they have so many more connections than I do, but just from doing it in the small amount of time that I have, I've made so many connections, and if you put the work in, you really can build yourself a brand.
Okay, well, everyone talks about your presence. You do stand out. When I saw the photographs of you before it went to print, I was impressed because you've got different types of looks. It's not just. I don't think it can be filed in one genre. You've got different types of looks. What's your trick for making such a strong impression? I mean, do you make a very conscious effort to be different, or you think you can just go with the flow and you just adjust?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that is really nice to hear. But I think I always wanted to be an all-rounder. I didn't want to focus on just one genre.
Right.
I love everything, and I love to change it up a bit as well.
Yeah.
And I wanted my portfolio to reflect that. So a lot of my work started off as bridal.
Right.
It was all very elegant, very classic, but I knew that I wanted to go more into the fashion sort of route as well, but still do bridal too.
Yeah.
I think my look is I've been told I look a little bit edgy sometimes, and a little bit more like, just sort of stand out in a different way.
I think so. I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's maybe the dark features. I get mistaken a lot for having like an Italian heritage or something.
Yeah.
And I am as Norfolk as they come, but I've had many a times where I've been to a photo shoot and they say, "What's your heritage, Lily?" And I'm thinking, nothing.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, so I just think, having confidence in the way you look and how you are. And I think for me, modeling is like being a different character. That's how I describe it to people.
Right.
I am the most confident when I'm in front of the camera, which sounds really strange, but I feel like when I get, because so many people say to me, how do you just, have a camera in your face and you just know what to do?
Yeah.
And it hasn't always been that way. I've had to practice and learn, and I've took a lot of tips from a lot of people.
So that's interesting. So if a model was listening to this now and listening to you talk about the industry, what would be that sort of based on what you've just said? I mean, would you say to kind of follow what you just said, feel natural in front of the camera, or do a lot of shoots, private shoots, build a portfolio? What would be your core advice just on, on the sort of beauty tip?
I would say 100% build yourself a portfolio. It's really important to work with a lot of different people.
Right.
Photographers all have a different style. They have a different way of capturing your look and your presence. And I think you gain the most experience from meeting new people in the industry, working with different people, seeing the photos as well. That gives you so much confidence.
Yeah.
When you work with a photographer and then you see, what they've created of you, you then think, oh wow, I look good, I know I can do that, and then you get more and more confident.
Well, I saw the ones that were published in Catwalk Diaries issue 9. They were amazing. That was amazing photography. You might as well give them a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was really, really lucky enough to come into contact again. Like I said, I've met incredible people along this journey, but as a photographer called Emily, she's an incredible person. She has her own studio in Essex, and she does a lot of branding photography, but we connected. Social media, again, an incredible thing. We connected. She invited me down, and do you know what, that day I felt so poorly. I didn't feel myself. I thought, this is going to be a nightmare. And it ended up being one of my best shoots yet. And I think that's another thing I would say to people. There's times where you don't feel yourself, you don't feel good, you're having a bad skin day, or you just feel a bit rough, but you've got to just step into that character, push it all aside, and you can get some of the best results that you've got. And them photos, I mean, they were just she's an incredible, talented person, so I'm very lucky to have met her.
Okay, well, you're very big on fashion and beauty. How does your background in beauty? 'Cause I know you've got a background there. You've you won an award. You were a nail technician. Okay, that's not fashion, but it's paired with fashion. People still, it's the polishing, isn't it, for a shoot and you won that award. So, how does your background in sort of beauty play with your modeling? Are you a perfectionist or how does it work?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say being a perfectionist is definitely a big part of it. I mean, being in the beauty industry, obviously I do a lot of beauty treatments, but I used to work in makeup. That was my big,
Okay.
the big start of my career. And I think I love everything beauty. I am a girly girl. I mean, I've got 2 boys, so I don't get to do the whole makeup and princesses and things like that. But I love it. I love to get dressed up and, feel nice.
Yeah.
So I think being able to do that for others is really important to me. Being able to make people feel, beautiful and improve.
Did you leave that sort of as part of the history of your journey, or are you still practicing in makeup and that sort of thing? How do you keep up to date with that sort of stuff?
So makeup, I don't personally do it anymore.
Okay.
I just do my beauty treatments, but there are times where I have photo shoots and I have to do my own makeup. So
Right.
I can then obviously, get creative with it and do it again. And I do love it, but it's a difficult industry to be in. It really is. And I think I went down the route of, nails and eyebrows, eyelashes, things like that. And I think you have to have a strong understanding of skincare, makeup and beauty, but also personal branding and professionalism, and you have to present yourself very confidently as well. I work with clients and I meet new people every single day. I have people coming into my space and I don't know them. So I think you just have to appreciate the importance of, attention to detail and making it perfect.
Yeah. Okay. You've done bridal sort of fashion and editorial work, obviously with Catwalk Diaries as well. You did a feature there. You're a bit of an all-rounder. What do you think helps you to shine personally in each of those areas? For example, with bridal, it is a very I don't know, like you said, picture perfect type thing. Fashion can be quite raw, like the first picture in Catwalk Diaries at the beginning of the where you had the wet look hair and all of those sort of things, and of course the editorial work with the interviews and that sort of thing. So what helps you shine in each of those areas? Is there a little trick you've got? How do you do it?
Yeah, so I think obviously adapting is quite a tough thing.
Right.
But I would say, like, again, this character thing I talked about earlier, bridal is very soft, it's very elegant, and I feel like it brings quite a lot of emotion to the shoot. So I would always step into that character like I am the bride. I'm going to get married, and it's more smiley, it's more sort of light, soft, and obviously the makeup and hair always reflect that, and the clothes that you wear. So whatever the outfit is and the look, that helps me to adapt to the style. I would say fashion, it lets me be a little bit more expressive. I get to obviously showcase different styles, different trends, but I also get to be a little bit more myself and bring out different personalities, if you like, as well. And then obviously the editorial, I always see that as it's like telling a story. So through the posing and through the expression, you can be a lot more creative and you can bring a bit of the fierceness and a bit more of the edginess to the shoot as well.
Would you say that when you're on these shoots that you're in control of the way that you look, or do you have direction from the photographer? Do this, do that, or are you just being yourself?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Juliette Cochet, a talented French actress, making her mark in New York City. From dreams of Hollywood to captivating performances on stage and screen, Juliette's story is one of determination, creativity, and following one's passion. Join us as we detail her rise to fame, her roles, and her unique approach to acting. Whether you're an aspiring performer or simply in need of a dose of motivation, Juliette's journey will inspire you to pursue your dreams. Read the full interview now on our website, networkingmagazine.co.uk.
I would say I'm always myself, but some photographers have an exact vision of what they want to create. So
Right.
they will make a mood board. I've got one coming up on Thursday in Cambridge, and they have
Right.
sent me a very detailed mood board of exactly what they want to create, the
Wow.
hair, the makeup, the style of shoot, the clothing, everything. And
Wow.
it's really, really well thought out, which is brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
But then I've also had it where they say to me, this is the sort of thing I want to create, but if you have any ideas, let me know.
Right.
Because as much as from a photographer's point of view, they have a vision, I
Right.
think us as models, we've done a lot of different shoots. So we might have an idea of what works better than others, or,
Yeah.
have a vision as well. So I think I'm happy to do either. I love being sort of led by somebody else's idea, but I'm always very open to kind of my ideas as well and helping them.
Do you do
what
your
we
own
do.
makeup? Do you do your own makeup for these shoots? So, for example, the one in Oxford or that you're doing, it's Oxford, isn't it, that you said?
It's Cambridge on Thursday.
Cambridge
yeah.
on Thursday. Okay, so in Cambridge, when you go there, will you be doing your own makeup? Will they say, right, get ready and then we'll shoot? Or do they have a sort of say in your look?
So that one, I will be doing my own hair and makeup. So on the mood board, they've popped on there, light natural makeup with
Right.
a slight wave in the hair. So I can do that. I'll do that before I go
Yeah.
on the train on Thursday. But there's been times where I just turn up, completely
Yeah.
barefaced, hair washed, and I have a hair and makeup artist there
Wow.
who will create the look. So it's
Yeah.
quite nice. It's very, no day is the same.
Right, it's
which
nice. Yeah.
is really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about funny or memorable behind the scenes stories? Have you got anything like that? Did you slip in heels, fall over?
Oh God, yeah, many times, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had knee surgery in November last year, actually.
Wow.
So I've been obviously trying to strengthen that up. It's fine now, but there are times where I haven't done too many catwalks yet. They are coming. They're pending for the end of the year, but I am a bit nervous. I'm thinking, oh, Lily, please don't fall.
Right.
But yeah, I would just say it's really not as glamorous as it looks all the time.
Right.
I've done a couple of shoots. The one that sticks in my mind was, it was actually a lovely day, thankfully, but we went to the beach and we did a shoot on the beach.
Right.
And I said to the photographer, shall I just get in the sea?
Makes sense.
Just a little bit.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And, it might be nice with the waves. And it was a lot rockier than I thought getting in there. So it wasn't very.
Did you end up looking like you were in a washing machine?
Yeah, it wasn't very elegant watching me get in and out.
Right.
And also, I think, I was expecting just a little bit of a wave coming behind me. I ended up getting absolutely soaked.
Oh, no.
And, the hair's frizzy.
Yeah.
And it's not a vibe. So
Yeah.
it's never as glamorous as it looks all the time. But
Interesting.
I'm very, very chilled, and, I will take it all in my stride. And I'm not very high maintenance when it comes to being a model. So I will, if you want me in the sea, I'll get in.
So tell me about, actually, you hit on there, models. Are your friends models? Are you in the industry you sort of, I don't know, covered in, your social ring is all models? Do you talk about it with others, or you just sit there on your own in the industry?
I have lots of friends that are models. I've got a couple of friends that I have sort of known before modeling, who have also done it, just happened to have done it as well. But I've met so many people since I've been in the industry. I've worked with other models, a lot of content creators as well, because that tends to be very popular these days.
Yeah.
And this is how you build connections and how you get more jobs, because these people see you and they work with you and you get on, and then they have another job come up, and they might say, oh, we need a brunette model, do you know one?
Yeah.
And that is how you kind of get about with the modeling industry.
I think the networking is important. I mean, I met you through your photographer, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, and then, it was, I mean, I didn't know her, but that's the route we followed. You look very, very at ease in front of the camera. When things get a bit stressful, and I have heard the Lily who was stressed.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. So tell me, how do you focus and remain sort of de-stressed, if you like, if I can put it that way?
Yeah. I mean, it's so easy to get stressed. I try my hardest not to, but I think when you're juggling so much, it does get on top of you sometimes.
Of course.
But again, the stepping into a new character, I mean, I will be stressed. I may be stressed on the way to the shoot. I may be having a bit of a meltdown and thinking, I really don't want to do this.
It's normal. It's normal.
Yeah. And, like you expressed, you've seen my stressy side, but as soon as
I was scared. I was scared.
I promise I'm not that bad. But I think as soon as I am at that job and as soon as I start, it all goes away.
Yeah, interesting.
So it's just, you don't, it's like when people say you don't take it to work with you.
Right.
It's exactly the same thing. I may be stressed or tired or feeling poorly or any of the above, but as soon as I get there, I start a new leaf and I'm like, right, I'm here, and I step into that character. And for me, it's peaceful. It's more of like an escape from reality for me.
Yeah. Okay. What about the gym? What about the tools that the model uses? Are you at the gym 3 times a week? How do you stay fit? Do you stay fit? Are you conscious about what you eat and a diet? Is that still even important being a model?
100%. You have to keep everything up.
Right.
I work in beauty, so luckily I have access to do my own treatments.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm, on point with doing my eyebrows every 4 weeks, because I'm not. You do get pushed to the side a little bit, but I always try and keep myself looking as presentable as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the gym is very important to me. I started in January this year more because I wanted to build up my strength.
Okay.
But I found a love for it, and I would say it's very important to keep yourself not only looking, healthy, but feeling healthy within as well, because there are many times where, as a model, you won't eat for 8 hours a day.
Right. God.
If you don't take lunch.
I'm feeling really guilty, Lily.
No, honestly, you get used to it. But I make sure now I will take my little lunchbox.
Right.
I actually turned up to a shoot on last week with my children's Avenger lunchbox. I didn't have one, so I thought I'm going to have to take the Marvel lunchbox. Yeah. So I will make sure I look after myself now, because it's very easy to let it get all on top of you.
Yeah.
But I think you have to.
You always find a solution. I think when we tried to do the podcast last time, we did a test run. You had Spider-Man headphones.
I did, because I won't give up.
That's right.
I had to try everything.
And I like that. Yeah, there's always a solution.
Yeah, and I'm at a friend's house currently. I said to them, I need to borrow your laptop because I've got a podcast to do. And they were like, okay, sure.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, look, you bring a good vibe to every shoot. You do have a lovely personality.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. And I think that does play a part in what you do. Is there still room for prima donnas? Is it people with really bad personalities? Do you still come across that, or they're all good?
You do come across it, but I think there is a bit of a stigma with models. People think if you call yourself, I can't call myself a model. Like when people say to me, "What do you do?" I always say, "Oh, I have a beauty business. I'm a beautician." And my friends will go, "And she models."
Oh, I see.
And I'm like, I do, but I get really nervous to say, "Oh, I'm a model," because I feel like people think that's
they judge you.
They do.
Yeah.
And I've had many of people, who do judge you from the outside. They see what you do and they think, she's vain, she must love herself.
Yeah.
This and that. And they judge you, and they can say nasty things. Unfortunately, that is the world we live in, and that is part of the job.
I think you get that with whatever you do, right?
100%. I do agree with that. But my friends will tell you, like, I love to look nice and I always try my best to be presentable, but I am not a vain person. Right. I'm not, I just like to be presentable. And with modeling, it's something I've always loved to do, and luckily I'm good at it, and I just enjoy it, and it's something that I just want to share with people.
Yeah.
But I would say, people, when you turn up to some shoots, they expect you not to be
Right.
a nice person and expect you to maybe not have such a bubbly personality.
Oh, I see. So they prejudge you even before you walk in,
I
as you
think
walk
so,
in.
yeah. I think maybe they see, I try and showcase that on my page. I try and show that I can be
Sure.
fun, and
Yeah.
I love behind the scenes because I feel like it shows
So,
potential people that you're going to work with what you're like, and I try and show the.
That's why I brought up the Spider-Man headphones. I think it just shows determination.
Exactly.
Troubleshooting. It shows all of that.
Exactly. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a mum. I have 2 kids.
Sure.
I do the school run every day.
You're
I
normal.
take them to. Yeah, I'm normal. I'm completely normal. It is just a job. I'm lucky enough to call work, but I'm still me. I'm still a normal girl. I'm just trying to follow my dream, really, and that is all it is.
Amazing. Tell me about, look, you're still running your business, right? Am I right? You're still running your business.
Yes, still there.
And you're still balancing modeling, and in some cases, for example, I know that you're Essex based, aren't you? So you've got to then go all the way somewhere else. Do you travel a lot with modeling? Is it something that's you have to be prepared to travel a lot to do what you do?
Yeah, well, I'm actually Norfolk based, so I work
Are you? Okay.
I live in Norfolk, but there isn't a lot that happens around here.
Really?
It's very bleak for modeling. It's very bleak. There's not a lot that happens.
So there's no bars, there's no vibe, there's no bus.
No, not really. I mean, it's okay. It's a lovely little village.
Yeah.
It's really nice where I live, but there isn't many opportunities.
Right.
Obviously we've got Norwich, and there's a lot more there.
Sure.
But when I work, it tends to be Cambridge, Essex, London.
Okay.
They are normally where I go, and tend to be where holds the most opportunities. But I am more than happy to travel, and to be honest, I actually really enjoy traveling.
Yeah.
Because it's a way to, again, meet new people that you wouldn't normally meet.
Yeah.
I get to see different places. I've been to some beautiful places, beautiful venues.
Nice.
And also 2 hours in the car for a mum of 2 boys is an absolute dream. It's relaxing. A car journey, I absolutely love a car journey. I put my music on, I get myself a coffee, and it's lovely. So I don't mind traveling at all.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you juggle the two, the all the different bits, the work life, the home life, going to the gym, the kids? You're like I don't know, a specialist. How do you do it?
Yeah, everyone always says to me, how do you do it? And sometimes I do sit and think, I don't actually know how I do it. But I think, my parents both had their own businesses, and they started them from scratch. So I've always had a very strong work ethic, in my blood. And I always knew that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
And I think the toughest part is time managing, obviously. I don't have enough time in the week. I could do with an extra couple of days.
If you find them, can you give them to me?
Of course, we can share. That would be really nice to have some extra time. But I just think as long as I stay organised, plan ahead, communicate clearly with everybody that I'm working with, when things do get hectic, be honest. Like I have with you, you were honest. I've said, you have to, and people understand if you're honest.
Of course. There's a little bit of respect for honesty, really.
Absolutely, and like you said earlier, we are all
human,
normal humans, and life does get in the way. But
of course,
I think both of my modelling and the business, they do complement each other. So that they do work quite well alongside each other. But I make sure that I plan with my appointments and I book ahead so that I know what days I have available to be able to then take on shoots. So that tends to work really well. My girls know they need to book in with me, 2-3 months in advance, and then they know they're in, and I know where I'm at, and that tends to work really quite well.
It's really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Okay, look, let's talk about that. You won this 17th place in the whole of the UK, if I'm right. Nail Technician of the Year. That was 2025. Wow, that's quite a big achievement, really. how did that happen? I mean, did you enter? Did someone enter you? Where was the event held? What difference did it make to you? Did you network? Did you meet lots of people there? How did it work for you?
Yeah, so that was an incredible achievement for me. Very, very overwhelming, but very proud as well, because
Yeah.
I started my business 4 years ago,
Right.
and I started when my younger son was only 5 months old.
Wow.
I decided not to. I worked in sales back then, and I decided not to go back. I wanted to do something that I loved and that made me feel challenged as well,
Right.
and also to make my boys proud. I want them to know that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So I decided to start the business, and it was going to be more of a let's do it as a hobby, see what happens, no pressure. And I just put everything into it. I think obviously being a new mum, I needed something
Sure. That you
for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I put everything into it. I trained. I got all the best products.
Wow.
I did, a lot of research, a lot of training.
Wow.
And so, yeah, social media is huge. So I made sure I was very active there.
Right.
And yeah, I think in 2023 I entered the competition, the same one. So it's the UK Hair and Beauty Awards.
Wow.
So yeah, it runs for the whole of the UK. Yeah. So I entered in 23.
My God, I've just met you and now I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, thank you. So I entered in 2023 and I actually got to the finals, which was an incredible achievement. And I got a highly recommended award.
Right.
So I left it for a while. I was very happy with that. And then I thought in 2025, I felt like I'd come quite a long way.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd enter again. And, I had to enter myself, but you have to send customer reviews, which I'd built up a lot since 2023.
Yeah.
You have to send photos, you have to send videos, interviews of yourself.
It's quite intense.
It is quite intense. And and then I got the news that I'd got into the finals. And then the awards night,
you screamed.
Yeah, I mean, I was so overwhelmed because I didn't go to the actual awards night. I was actually on a night out with one of my best friend. I was on a night out with her, and she was like, "Oh, let's watch it." So I popped it on, and it was very, very long. So obviously they go through every category.
Yeah.
And then I got that email saying that you've placed 17th.
Wow.
And I just thought, 17th, like that's
so good. That's
crazy.
So good.
So I've got my little certificate in my salon.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a great achievement. So I'm very, very, very proud.
And now winding the clock forward, you've got these two careers. I know it can't be easy. What's the toughest bit, and how do you handle it when things get a bit hectic? I'm not suggesting that when I talk to you, you were stressed out. But how do you sort of manage to do you delegate? Do you have people who work with you? Are you a one man operation or one female operation? How does it work?
Yeah, I mean it's just me. So as much as that is tough, I am a bit of a control freak, so I think I would struggle to delegate as well.
Yeah. There's that perfectionist bit again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I would say, like I said earlier, the time management part for me is really important. I sit down and I have to just plan it out, because then I will feel prepared and I will feel organized and I'll feel better about it. I would say that, and also my support network. My mum is my closest. She gets everything. I always ring her every day and I will rant to her about what's on my mind. My
so
friends as well. I've got a really, really special group of people around me, so they help me when I'm stressed and when I'm upset, or when I need to laugh or rant. So I think that's really important, having people that support you no matter what around you as well.
Good, that's good advice. Okay, look, it can't be easy to be inspired all the time. What do you do when you need a creative boost? Or when are you most creative? Are you creative in the evenings when you're watching TV? Do you just wake up in the middle of the night and say, I've got a great idea? Or, I mean, you are a bit of a creative, really, because you said you're in charge of Instagram, you're in charge of your own sort of destiny with social medias. When are you most creative?
Do you know what? It's funny you say that, because it's great that other people think that, but I would say personally, I'm probably not that creative. I get a lot of my inspiration from other industry professionals, other people,
Yeah.
and I kind of tweak them to make them fit me, I
Right.
would say.
Yeah.
I get ideas, and when I get a theme idea from a photographer, I can run with it, but I
Right.
have to have a base, normally,
Right.
or a theme, and then I can kind of create from there. I would say Pinterest is massive for
Yeah. A
me.
lot
I
of
always
a lot of people say that. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's just brilliant I'm a visual person,
Yeah.
so I like to see what the vision is and what I can create. And I think with Pinterest, I can go on there and I can type in whatever's in my brain that I'm trying to explain, and it
Brilliant.
brings it up.
Yeah.
Because that's sometimes what I struggle with. I've got it in my head, but I can't pinpoint how to describe it to somebody else. So
Yeah. Yeah.
a mood board is a great way to do that.
Excellent.
And I think it helps not only me, but also the people that I'm working with understand the vision.
Mm. Okay, well, look, you're on the lookout for the right agency. I know we touched briefly on that. You're not sort of
Mhm.
just waiting for an agency, but if one was to come along, what are you hoping in a dream agency? If you could create a dream agency that would just go, Lily, we're booking you left, right, and centre. We're flying out on a private jet to New York. I mean, come on, what would be your dream agency, and or dream job?
Yeah, I mean that would be a great start. I'll take the private jet. That would be lovely. No, I mean travel. I'd love to travel. Obviously, I have children,
Sure,
so
sure.
it is hard to sometimes fit around them.
Yeah,
But I try and do a lot of my jobs when they're at school and
sure.
when they're with grandparents and things like that.
Yeah.
But an agency that has great communication, and great connections as well.
Mhm.
Obviously, I want them to have a really strong network and have a very clear career strategy, I think, for me.
Right, right,
So, I mean, if I had a dream, I would love to do, like billboards and adverts, and
right.
maybe like be on, I don't know, Pretty Little Thing or something like that, and
Yeah,
do more sort of the editorial style as well.
right, right.
Obviously, I'm open to any genre, but I would love an agency to look at me and know what they could book me for. So
Right.
you'd be perfect for this,
Yeah,
and clear communication, pop you in there straight away. And obviously, it's difficult. I understand that. Castings are very brutal,
yeah,
but
yeah.
just be on it, I think, and put you through as many things as they possibly could, and just be very active.
So if you are that dream agency listening to this podcast, and I hope you are, Lilly Rose, contact Lilly Rose. I'll put some
Yeah.
I'll put your Instagram in the podcast description box so that somebody can contact you, and you never know. You never know.
You won't be disappointed, I promise.
All right, loads of people would like to follow in your footsteps. I talk to a lot of models. I'm at the shows, and some people are just starting out. There is a little bit of naivety about the industry. Some of them feel that it'll all come to them. They don't need to do anything too much. They think they're going to be discovered, and it's all going to be just a bed of roses. Any advice for someone who wants to get into modeling or the beauty profession? Do you have that solid advice you would like to give a newbie?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm 30, so I'm 31 actually now.
You don't look it.
I am. Thank you.
You don't look it. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Let me know what skin cream you're using. All right.
I think it's not stopping. That's the problem. Yeah. I mean, I'm 31 now, and obviously that is considered to be quite old in the industry.
Right.
All I would say is it's never too late. If someone would have told me, "Oh, Lily, you'll be living your modeling dream at 31. You'll, be speaking to a magazine on a podcast. You'll be doing this. You'll be doing that." I wouldn't have believed you, because I thought that there was a cutoff point,
Right.
and there isn't. I think it's never too late to start a dream or a new passion that you have. I think if you have the drive and the determination and the confidence, then you can do it, and you really can. And I think for me, giving advice to a newbie, I would say social media is everything now.
Yeah.
It is the
Agreed.
be all and end all. It really is. And virtually you have to show your presence. You have to show that you are, you know, you
You're
need to
out
show
there.
someone you're out there, and your personality has to come through as well.
Yeah.
And you need to stand out. And I think it's very difficult because you have to connect with the right people, and you do have to start somewhere. You have to start at the bottom and, have no followers and no deals. And this is why I think collaborating with photographers to build your portfolio is important, because it showcases what you can do.
Well,
I think
we've talked a lot about your successes. Did you have a failure in modeling, like a build-up thing where you maybe a rejection or something that could have set you back but didn't? It only made you stronger.
absolutely. I mean, I applied for the same agency that my mum was literally the face of.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, and I applied for them. They are local to me.
Okay. No names. No.
I won't name them.
No names. Right. Okay.
No names. But yeah, they're not far, and I applied for them a couple of times, and a little bit of me thought, I think I've got quite a good chance here.
Yeah.
And I haven't been accepted with them a couple of times, and that does make you feel quite down. I mean, modeling, you really do have to have a thick skin, because castings can be very brutal. And I think I've realized now it's not a personal attack, it's more they have in mind exactly what they want.
Right.
And if you don't fit that description, then you're out.
Wow.
And that is all it is.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's not you're not good enough, it's not that you don't look nice, it's just it's not right for now.
Yeah.
It's not what they're looking for. You could apply in a year and it could be fine.
Yeah. It's just for
so
the
I would
moment.
say,
It's for the moment. What they're looking
for the moment.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I would just say to anyone else as well, like, don't let it dishearten you, because I could say this for other friends that do modeling. There's been many a times where you say, for example, you have a really quiet month and you get no jobs, and you get, no one reaches out. And it makes you think, do you know what? Is this all worth it? All the effort and all the time?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, one thing will happen, and then it will be a domino effect, and you'll get a spiral.
Do you know what? I'm going to second that, because you just described my journey. Loads and loads of rejections and loads of obstacles, but you just got to be strong and stay with it. It won't be handed to you. You've got to work for it. Okay, and finally, what's next for Lilly Rose? Love that name. How did you get that name anyway? How did you?
I mean, that's what my mum and dad called me. So
did
that
they?
is, right. That's my.
Sounds like a stage name.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
It fits quite well.
So what's next for Lilly Rose? Is there some? I know that you've got this shoot coming up, but let's say if I could define your half year, is there anything exciting happening? You can't name names, but is there anything on the horizon?
Yes, so I am super excited. I have got 2 huge fashion weeks in September that I'm doing, and I'm actually walking in. So that for me.
Yeah, don't forget me. Make sure you pop your signature, your autograph in the post. All right.
Of course I will. Of course I will. But no, I mean, it's still a pinch me moment, to be honest. It hasn't sunk in yet. I don't think it will until I'm there. But I applied for one and got in.
Wonderful.
And the second one, I don't know if I'm allowed to name what they are, but
no, you can't name it. No.
So that'll come out soon. Keep your eyes peeled.
Okay.
And then the other one, I got. They basically found me, and it was a designer that reached out.
Wonderful.
And so I will be heading to London at the weekend for a fitting.
Excellent.
So it's super exciting. I can't wait to do that.
We'll have to get you back on the show. You're a fascinating character. Love the confidence. You have to come back and tell us after you finished walking what that was actually like. That would be good.
Of course,
really
I will.
Good.
Let's hope my knee doesn't collapse.
It won't. Don't wear
mid-runway.
Don't wear heels.
No.
Lilly Rose, thank you for coming on the show. It's been great to speak to you. I'm sure a lot of people are listening to this thinking, you know what, I'm going to do this. So I think, really good. Thank you for coming in.
No, thank you so much for having me. It's been great to speak with you.
Okay, well, listen, if you've tuned in today, thank you to the audience. And don't forget, there'll be another episode of Catwalk Diaries coming soon. Till next time, bye for now. Cypher Issue 2 is out now. In this edition, we feature singer-songwriter Kelsey Watts, who performed on The Voice. She's just released her new single, Fit In. We also interview Helen King, a talented indie singer-songwriter who's gaining international attention. Actor and producer Jonathan Stoddard shares his personal and professional journey with us, and we also talk to martial artist James Sang Lee, who's worked as an actor, stuntman and fight choreographer in movies like Lethal Weapon 4 and Plane, starring Gerard Butler. You can buy Cypher in print or read it online at our website, networkingmagazine.co.uk. Check the bio for details.